Can you sue the gun industry, gun manufacturers? You hear all the anti-gunners, even Joe Biden said it again yesterday.
Second thing it does, the executive order ramps up our efforts to hold the gun industry accountable. It's the only outfit you can't sue these days.
The common myth, the lie that they're pushing is that you cannot sue the gun industry. Well, I'm here to tell you that's actually a lie. And why am I saying this? Because if you repeat a lie often enough, people eventually start to believe it. And there's a big move to sue the gun industry out of business. And I'm going to show you the PLCAA, the Protection of Lawful Commerce and Arms Act, explain it to you real quick so that you know the BS when you see it. Before I jump into that, I want to thank the sponsor of today's video, and that's LAS Concealment. LAS Concealment has a ton of products where you can make really large items disappear under a t-shirt. They have holsters for all kinds of firearms. They have magazine carriers for all kinds of magazines. And they even have holsters with attached magazine carriers. Guys and gals, LAS Concealment has a ton of textures and patterns. You can learn more at their website, lasconcealment.com. Thanks to LAS Concealment for being a sponsor of the video. And let's jump into the PLCAA. And it's been a law for a long time, but Joe Biden and all of the anti-gunners want you to believe it doesn't even exist. Here it is. This is the PLCAA. I've mentioned it numerous times over the years. Let's go over the part that has to do with frivolous lawsuits for the firearms industry. Short title, this act may be cited as the Protection of Lawful Commerce and Arms Act. The findings and proceedings. Section 2. Congress finds the following. 1. The Second Amendment to the United States Constitution provides that the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. 2. The Second Amendment to the United States Constitution protects the right of individuals, including those who are not members of a militia or engaged in military service or training, to keep and bear arms. 3. Lawsuits have been commenced against manufacturers, distributors, dealers, and importers of firearms that operate as designed and intended, which seek money damages and other relief for the harm caused by the misuse of firearms by third parties, including criminals. 4. The manufacture, importation, possession, sale, and use of firearms and ammunition in the United States are heavily regulated by federal, state, and local laws. Such federal laws include the Gun Control Act of 1968, the National Firearms Act, and the Arms Export Control Act. 5. Businesses in the United States that are engaged in interstate and foreign commerce through the lawful design, manufacture, marketing, distribution, importation, or sale to the public of firearms or ammunition products that have been shipped or transported in interstate or foreign commerce are not and should not be liable for the harm caused by those who criminally or unlawfully misuse firearm products or ammunition products that function as designed and intended. 6. The possibility of imposing liability on an entire industry for harm that is solely caused by others is an abuse of the legal system, erodes public confidence in our nation's laws, threatens the diminution of basic constitutional right and civil liberty, invites the disassembly and the destabilization of other industries and economic sectors lawfully competing in the free enterprise system of the United States, and constitutes an unreasonable burden on interstate and foreign commerce of the United States. Purposes. This is important to note too. The purposes of the Act are as follows. 1. Prohibit causes of action against manufacturers, distributors, dealers, and importers of firearms or ammunition products and their trade associations for the harm solely caused by the criminal or unlawful misuse of firearm products or ammunition products by others when the product functioned as designed and intended. To preserve a citizen's access to the supply of firearms and ammunition for all lawful purposes, including hunting, self-defense, collecting, and competitive or recreational shooting. To guarantee a citizen's rights, privileges, and immunities as applied to the states under the 14th Amendment of the United States Constitution pursuant to Section 5 of that amendment. To prevent the use of such lawsuits to impose unreasonable burdens on interstate and foreign commerce. To protect the right under the First Amendment to the Constitution of manufacturers, distributors, dealers, and importers of firearms or ammunition products and trade associations to speak freely, to assemble peacefully, and to petition the government for redress of the grievances. To preserve and protect the separation of powers doctrine and important principles of federalism, state sovereignty, and comity between sister states. And to exercise congressional power under Article 4, Section 1, the full faith and credit clause of the United States Constitution. And lastly, in general, a qualified civil liberty action may not be brought in any federal or state court and a qualified civil liability action that is pending on the date of enactment of this act shall be immediately dismissed by the court in which the action was brought or is currently pending. So that's the PLCAA. I brought it to you so you would absolutely know the facts, because you're going to hear the lies, because they want to sue the gun manufacturers, A, because there's a lot of money there, and B, they think that guns will go away and criminals will stop being criminals because law-abiding citizens can't buy guns. But the PLCAA says that as long as the product functioned as designed and intended, you cannot sue the gun manufacturers for the acts of a third party. It doesn't say that they can't be sued, period. In fact, if you buy a new gun and it blows up in your hand and causes injury, you absolutely can sue that manufacturer because the gun did not operate as was designed or intended. They're not totally immune from any type of lawsuit. It just, they have immunity from frivolous lawsuits, from criminal conduct and misuse of their products. Guys and gals, that is the PLCAA. Those are the facts, and you hear it constantly, especially with Joe Biden and the anti-gunners lately, that the gun industry is the only racket you can't sue. It's an absolute, total frigging lie. And I need you to know it, because the more people hear it, the more they believe it. Like this video and share it if you got something out of it. And if you want more information on the Second Amendment, subscribe to Guns and Gadgets, because I'll do it every single day. Until we see each other again, be safe, stay vigilant, carry a gun to keep you, your friends, your family, your community safe. I'll see you all in the next one. Take care.